The streets have been saying that they forgot about DIRK. The streets have forgot about DIRK. You don't hear rappers saying free DIRK. You don't hear this. You don't hear that. I'm gonna be honest. It was a theory kind of pushed by academics. He was the first one we kind of heard saying rappers aren't, supporting DIRK. Right now, I never really thought about it, but I saw this video and it did make me think twice. So we got Lil Durk's family entering court, and we're gonna see that it's only DIRK's family. Let's start with that. So you got India here, and I think the rest of the family was there as well. And in the caption here, you see nobody really showing up for this nigga. Low-key tragic. Okay, this was his latest court hearing. Now, if you are unaware, DIRK has apparently been under 23-1 lockdown. Okay, he hasn't been able to make regular phone calls. He's been locked away, again, 23 hours a day, released 1 hour a day, and no one explained why he was in this condition, and they had a hearing Monday to speak about it. Now, if you don't recall, DIRK did have a Apple Watch in prison, and there were some communications allegedly happening, and that is what the 23-hour lockdown seemingly stemmed from. Now, let's check this video out. Again, you got India. And I saw a video where DIRK's mother was speaking as well. I know the family has been there in support of DIRK, of course, his immediate family, but you actually don't see any rapper support. You see India walking out by herself. You got security, whatever. But you see her essentially walking out by herself. And this does tell me something. It tells me that rappers are not, of course, maybe speaking directly with India and the family, but they're also not speaking with DIRK's team. Why do I say that? Because if you're communicating with DIRK's team, then you know when he has hearings. Without that communication, you don't even know DIRK has a hearing to show up to. Right? Stay with me. So we don't see anyone showing up to the hearing because it's probably haven't been communication with DIRK's team about what's going on. And that would also probably tell me that they haven't been sending money and support. Now, does DIRK need money? Yay and nay. DIRK doesn't literally need money. He's not going for broke currently. But when you're locked away, you can't actively make money. I'm sure he has enough money to be okay during this time period. But you do want some relief, so you're not just spending everything you got currently while you're just kind of sitting, correct? So we had this video. Not only that, we had DIRK speak himself. DIRK from a note on the phone. Not sure how this works, but it was posted to his Instagram. And it states, crazy how you got to wait until it's dark out to see who's really with you. And this does hit. Because when DIRK is locked up, when other artists, think about it, family, when other artists, for example, Thug, is locked up, you hear DIRK like rallying, free Thug, sending money to Thug while he's locked up, calling Thug, like being there for Thug. But now, shoes on the other foot, and you got DIRK saying, damn, it's crazy how you got to wait until it's dark out to see who really with you. It lets you know it ain't no friends in the industry. It was an artist who said that, right? No friends in the industry, not real friends. There's been some major updates in this DIRK trial, by the way. If you do not recall, family, DIRK's trial was actually supposed to start this month, but it's been pushed back, not by DIRK's choosing, okay? So let's check this out. Lil Durk's trial prosecutors say they have several cooperating witnesses who will testify that he was the real organizer of the killing, allegedly. With that being said, it benefits DIRK to get this trial started, moving, going as quickly as possible. You don't want the feds building more evidence against you. You want to get this trial going. This is the second pushback already, or third. This is not the first. Now, we got Lil Durk's co-defendants, DeAndre Wilson, David Lindsay, and Asa Houston. They agreed with the government to delay the trial by 5 months to May 4th. But Lil Durk doesn't agree and wants the trial to begin as originally scheduled on January 20th, which would be in about a week and a half. But it has been pushed back. Now, why would the co-defendants want the trial pushed back? We could allegedly come up with some answers, right? The first would be their snitching. I don't know why in any other world you would want the feds to push the case back longer to help build a case against you. What sense does that make? And with this statement here, Lil Durk's trial prosecutor saying they have several cooperating witnesses who would testify that he was the real organizer of the killing. And then we read the co-defendants want the trial pushed back. What's 1 + 1, family? Of course, this is Durk now. He's cut off the locks. They say he's gotten way smaller, way thinner. Family, Durk going through it. And again, artist support has not been there for Durk. I haven't seen artists. Of course, you hear artists, you know, maybe occasionally yell free Durk in a rhyme. You hear it here, you hear it there, but you're not seeing active, real support the way Durk has been there for some other artists who've been locked up. It just is what it is. So it just lets you know, this rap game, and it's the same thing with streaming. None of these guys are actually friends. Everybody is in it for self. Everybody is in it to win it for themselves. What have you done for me lately? What can you do for me in the future? That's all it's about. Right now, Durk is looking real grim for Durk. You don't see people stamping Durk no more. You don't see people yelling for Durk. You don't see that. You don't see it. But you got artists like Pooh Shiesty, the hottest thing smoking right now. Everybody want to do a song with him. Maybe even I heard G Herbo. He's supposed to allegedly be the new Durk or whatever like that. Not literally the new Durk, but they're saying he's the new hottest Chicago rapper. And now people are just jumping on the Herb wave the way they jumped on the Durk wave, which I don't particularly agree with, if I'm being honest. I feel like Herb has been a great artist his whole career. Now, right now, Herb is the hottest he's been because he has some of the hottest songs out and verses out that it's just his time right now. He deserves it. Every artist had that. I remember when Durk, family, let's not act like everybody just always rocked with Durk. While we saying Durk, they replacing Herb with Durk. Durk didn't get hot until he did the song with Drake. That's a fact. You can say I'm lying if you want. You can call it cap if you want. Durk grinded 10 years plus. He had a buzz. Niggas who knew rap knew Durk. But Durk didn't get that A-list shine until he did Laugh Now, Cry Later with Drake. It's a fact. After he did that song, his career went overboard. Now, I look at Herb having the same kind of condition right now. He dropped Went Legit. It went crazier than any of his other songs somewhat. Although it's still not to the level of Laugh Now, Cry Later. Of course, that's a Drake song. But, Herb hot. Nevertheless, it does seem that the game has forgot about Durk's song, family. Fan tattooed Durk on their back. This tat is fire. I'm not gonna lie to you. Now, I will say this looked like the Indian Durk a little bit. Like, it got a little, just a smidge of Indian, less Chicago in it. Again, we already spoke about this. Lil Durk has reportedly been in solitary confinement since August 29th under a 23-hour-a-day lockdown with no commissary, 1 phone call per month, and no in-person visits. Family, that is so insane. The way you get treated when you're in the, justice system is inhumane. Locked up 23 hours a day in a box, a small box. You don't get to speak to anybody. You get 1 hour a day to essentially that 1 hour a day is literally the only bit of sanity you can get. Fresh air you can get. Looking in the sky you can get. Not seeing just closed in walls. Whew. Man, family, obey the law. Obey the law. You know what's so crazy about this, family? The streets movement is going on right now. But nigga, it really do need to be the streets. His brother, God bless him, King Von, passes away. What happens? Oh, Durk, you gotta slide for Von. You gotta slide for Von. You can't rap about all this and not slide for Von. He allegedly slid. Now, no one remembers him. Locked up 23 hours. No one's thinking about him. That's what happens when you kept it real. Now he fighting for his life. And he realizes who's really with him and who's not. Let me see if I can find Durk's mom speaking real quick. We got his mom right here. I was glad to see my son at court. The courtroom is getting smaller and smaller, but that's okay. He has all his brothers, all 3 of them, and his sisters, all 6 of them, to support him. And family, at the end of the day, that's really who gonna be there with you. That's really gonna be there. That's really who gonna be there with you. I remember, we talk a lot about Meek Mill, but on the song Championships, which is a song I still listen to today, he got a lyric where he literally speaks this real gunshot sounds like music hanging out the Buick. Why you want to be a shooter? Mommy told me not to do it, but I did it. Now I'm locked up in the prison. Calling mama like I shouldn't have did it. Watch my dream shatter in an instant. I'm on a visit posing for the pictures. Like I'm going for my prom or something. Like I ain't facing time or something. Run for these niggas like that shit ain't hurt my mom or something. Only one gonna give me commissary or even buy me some when it all falls down. I can't call y'all now. And even if I hit y'all phone, that won't get me home. Seen so many different times these niggas did me wrong. That's the reason that I did this song. God damn, man. God damn, man. Like, don't get me wrong. I'm here to have the fun about Meek Mill as well as you. But let's never act like when Meek Mill is locked in, he ain't one of them. When Meek locked in, he really one of them. I'm not gonna lie to you. And this was coming fresh out of prison for him. He really had something to say. The boy was doing his thing. All right. So we got DIRK. I think we're going to keep it moving, family. What else?